This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
21G. 21G. 21G.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Little short pass here to Hill. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at their 48-yard line.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Now a give to Mostert running right. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
2nd and 9. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Boye Mafe. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ready? Hey, go flip her up, flip her up.
It looks like they'll move things around here. Here's Walker to start the drive. They find some open field here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And now Smith going to change the play. Back to Walker on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Geno now to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. 63 yards. And the Seahawks use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. They said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, You want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive, he burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Hill going to think better of bringing this one out, and the drive will start at the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Christian Wilkins there defensively for the stop. Now 2nd and 9. Here's Smith. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, Seahawks. Will Dissly, 64 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for and take it. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's...
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They hand it off to Mostert. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll run right side with Mostert. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
From midfield, here's Tua. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 34-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And this may be the one to build on right here. It's the second quarter. They've got nothing on the scoreboard as of yet. They need to put something together, and this is a good start as they get the completion there for good yardage and a first down.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
No receivers open, so who's forced to put that one into Puget Sound? That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
Here we go, here we go.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. And his throw is incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Geno. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. This is taken at the 23. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 27-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. On 2nd down, Mostert. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 3. And the Dolphin first down.
Here's Tua. Little short pass here to Hill. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that will bring up 2nd down. Now Tua signaling to change things up. Mostert. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Here is 3rd and 5. Now Tua. Little short pass here to Hill. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Now a 2nd and 10.
32 stand. Solo left Zion. 20 TX.
Tua sets up to pass it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jared Reed in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Strike. Tuesday. Come on,
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
And that's good for a Seahawks.
They'll run on 1st down with Dallas. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DJ Dallas, 40 yards. And the Seahawks take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try to mount a comeback.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And Hill will opt for the touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Solo left Zion.
Tua going to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So here's a 3rd and 14. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And the ball is knocked out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number one, maybe they're not having this deficit, and number two, maybe they actually have the lead.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith rolling to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on first down.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, it's Walker. He takes it to the 15. A nice display of power. And it gives him a nice pickup. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll try for the first with Walker. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Myers' kick is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. DJ Dallas to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Third quarter begins with a run by Walker. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls or setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Hey, on turbo.
In motion right, that's Metcalf. Walker with another carry. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Smith going to move him around. On third down, here's Walker. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Now Smith. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. Here's Smith. And that's incomplete.
And that's a terrific example of someone who understands what an offense is trying to do and takes the shot, races in, and helps knock that screen pass away.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down.
Hey, alert! 13 8. No ball! Alert!
To throw is Smith. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Hey, 21 TX. Watch it, Oscar.
2 and now on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And now they're in the hurry-up.
First down, Dolphins.
21G.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
20 TX.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. Steps away to his left. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A handoff running left is Mostert. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. They complete it to Hill. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they get it rather easily there. A gain of 9 on 4th and 3. Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. And they're going to speed things up here.
A 3-yard pickup.
Second down. Here's Mostert again. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 50 yards. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make it 24-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Brings up 3rd down.
They run again with Walker. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Watch out for Hill on the return. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
First down, Miami.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
A gain of 14.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And they'll get this into the hands of Hill. Complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. And we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Geno now to throw. Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I thought at first he'd try to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And getting this just shy of midfield, they spot it at the 49. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. Again, it's Walker. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Metcalf motions left. Smith.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Metcalf motions left. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
Here's 1st and 10. Two and now on 1st down. And he rifles one incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. On play action, here's Tua. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
On 3rd down, here comes Mostert. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Connecting with Hill. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They come up now on 2nd and 2. Here's Tua. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And Hill is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as he'll get this up to midfield. Here's 1st down. Now Tua back to the running game with Mostert. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Throwing Tua. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill. This crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches. Tua. And that will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So a big one coming now for Jason Sanders. This to get it back to a 1-score game. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And this is back down to a 7-point game. Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
And give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
At their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. They're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
All right, just go ahead and say it with me. That was
A mistake,
yeah,
for sure.
Without a doubt, because at some point, put your foot in the ground, get upfield, and get down protecting the ball. don't go out of bounds, because when you go out of bounds, you're really just helping the defense.
Yeah, not to be too hyperbolic, but it's like giving the D an extra timeout, isn't it?
It certainly is. Gives them a chance to regroup, and it means you have to snap the ball an additional time, which always means the possibility of a mistake.
Throw left side complete. That's Thompson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this returnable for Hill. A solid 12-yard return after the 55-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Tua to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get the midfield themselves so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
Now Tua. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. No tougher place to be in a spot like this than Seattle. Here's 3rd down. Here's Tua. He's going to let it fly.